To number 2, top story, notes from Bitcoin Vegas open source stage. Just from Pleb Poet, May 29th, Bitcoin territory, 14 comments, 3,425 sats. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, it looks like Pleb Poet covered her first day of the Bitcoin conference, spent at the open source stage. It looks like she attended 5 talks at the open source stage. And she gives us the rundown of each of them, or her perception of each of them. I didn't catch the 1A, 1Z report, but I believe I've seen this report before, but it kind of covers open source funding and no surprise to Bitcoiners that are paying attention, but most of the open source funding primarily comes from Jack Dorsey and his, and Block Square. Um, of course, we also have Brig and HRF and stuff, but I think Spiral and OpenSats primarily being funded by Jack, uh, have make up a much bigger share. And then I believe the digital currency initiative, the head of the digital currency initiative at MIT, Neha, talked about scaling Bitcoin, and more or less argued for a soft fork. Uh, I think Shinobi did an interview with her for Bitcoin Magazine around the time of the MIT Bitcoin, I don't know what they call it, conference or something. Anyway, I guess Jana went up to her after and confronted her about, sort of, she talks about it as if she confronted her, but confronted her about Lightning, her thoughts on Lightning. Um, anyway, lots of good stuff. I attended the status of the Lightning panel, which I thought was good. That was like Roy from Breeze, Jordy was moderating it, Antoine, um, who at one point worked on LDK, and an Chain Duel, I believe the founder behind Chain Duel, which I think is like a Noster game. They all talked about the status of Lightning, and I thought it was pretty good. Some of the highlights are like Roy said he's seen most of his customers come strangely from crypto, where they want to integrate Bitcoin into their wallets, um, which is pretty surprising. And then also gaming, um, yeah, and that was, and then BitDevs was really long. It was like 2 hours, but it was
Oh, they
great
had a,
because
they
we
had a
had,
live bit devs over there?
yeah,
Oh, interesting.
Stefan, Merch, Stefan the designer, Merch, and Matt Corallo. They all rotated between topics. It was really good because you kind of had application dev, you had Merch talking about
Yeah,
on
that sounds
chain,
good.
you had Matt Corallo talking about Lightning stuff. So it was really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that was her report of her first day at the conference.
Cool stuff. Yeah. Anything that you checked out at the open source stage? Did you check out any of the open source stage stuff?
Yeah, I checked out. I mean, the two ladder talks in her list, I got to see those. Otherwise, I was moving around, going to the mining stage. I like the mining stuff a lot. I don't. I just have like a pull towards it. So I went to one talk about, uh, I think like miner efficiency and like hardware competition, and that was a good one. I went to another one that was like it was a summary or presentation of the Cambridge mining report that came out this year, where they discuss like where the energy is coming from, where the miners are located, just like general trends in mining, which I also found pretty good. And that was pretty much most of the day. Oh, I think I saw Elizabeth Stark on stage at one point. Forget who she was with and what they were talking about exactly. But then I got sick, and so now I
It
missed out on a
sucks.
bunch of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it does suck.
sucks. Dang. That's a bummer. Yeah, we watched
Yep.
well, me and Nick were watching the JD Vance one. We watched the Safedine one, which was tragic. We watched the Ross one, and then what was the other one that we watched? The Sailor one. Watch the Sailor one. Those are like the four ones that we watched. Oh yeah, we watched Elizabeth Stark one too. Yeah. So
Yeah. I thought Lynn's was good. I thought Sailors was pretty good.
yeah,
They kind
I
of
enjoyed
stretched
the
it out.
Sailor one. I think out of all of them, I enjoyed the Sailor one. The Elizabeth Stark one was just more of the same. That yeah, I feel like we all know what's going on in the Lightning ecosystem. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. And then I think Jack Mahler's did one where he's mostly talking, I think, about their loan product. Um, and I watched some of that, and then I watched the Ross one. But those are all I watched all those on video. I did not. I was not in person
Oh,
for.
you didn't see the Ross one in
Yeah.
person?
No, it's a bummer. I would have loved it, but I literally slept until like 5 p.m. yesterday.